met.
Right, right,
It's
right.
like how normal two people meet. Yeah, no,
When
but
did
So,
you
it was a
know? Like
struggle.
he was the one.
When did I know?
Mm-hmm.
I think we started just getting to know each other like a lot deeper when the lockdown happened. I mean, I moved out of my old place, and then I got my own place. But when the lockdowns happened, I was over at his place pretty much every day, and and yeah, like I think I just started to realize like, okay, well, I think I can live with this guy. Like he is pretty clean. He is he cooks, he cleans, which is very rare for a man.
Yeah.
And he understands like the work stress that I do that I'm under. And I think a lot of, you know, when I was growing up, I used to think that it would be so boring to date someone in the same industry as you or the same occupation. So I've always tried to look for like, opposites attract or like look for my ex was like a finance guy, so that did not work out.
Mm.
Yeah, I think him being able to understand like what I go through every day, enabled him to really be a rock for me and like really support me. Butters, it's okay.
so
Um,
cute.
come here.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think like a lot of that, like I found that he truly genuinely supports me. Even when I'm feeling shitty, when I'm having my depressive moments, when I'm having like just yeah, just like my breakdowns. And I think really knowing that someone is there for you when you're ugly crying is key.
Now, do you know any of the other women who are going to be on the show? Have you
Um,
met anyone? Any of them?
I think I've met one at a like sleigh event in the Philippines, but not really. Like we didn't really talk that much.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you? What are you most nervous about with the women, and what are you most looking forward to with the other women?
I'm always really excited to like meet new people, I would say. And especially knowing that if CC like chose these women, like that it's for a reason,
Mhm.
right? Um, but I think I'm really most nervous about feeling more so of an outsider in the group because I know that being Filipino American is very different from being Filipino living in the Philippines. Um, I'm not that, I think I'm not that great at Tagalog anymore.
Mhm.
So, but I know that they speak like they prefer to speak English.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
That's good. Is it going to be? Do you think you'll feel weird being the outsider? I mean, by outsider, I mean not like living in Manila, like coming from the U.S.
I think so, but then I usually just like tell my inner self to get over it and stop being like a little bitch. It's like I have to acknowledge that I'm feeling that, right? Like I'm feeling anxious and I'm feeling a bit like, okay, I'm different. I know that. And I already acknowledged that coming into this, right? Um, but like, so what? I think it's
Mhm.
like um I need to make sure that I could represent the people that identify more so, you know, half and half, like people that are Filipino, either, born in Philippines and immigrated to the US. And most of the time, like you have no choice. And like you grow up here and you like assimilate and you forget your like native tongue and but you do your best to stay connected to your country, like your heritage, your people, etc.
It's good. Now, did you? When did you come to the States? Or were you born here?
I came when I was 10 years old.
Okay. And where did you live when you lived in the Philippines?
Las Vegas. Oh, in the Philippines?
Yeah.
Uh,
Where
it's called Pampanga.
okay, Pampanga, yeah. So not too far from Manila then. So did you
Yeah.
go to Manila? Would you venture Manila often or?
No, only when we were like starting to file like immigration paperwork and
So for you to go to Manila then when you were a kid was a big deal, I guess. Right? That was like
yeah.
was that exciting? Did you find that exciting to go to the city and all that, or?
I did actually. I think as a kid you don't notice like the traffic.
Right.
You don't notice like okay the road trip and like the long like trip there. I was just excited to like see a big city. And I think just because I grew up in such a like more so like a provincial like small town,
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to live in a big city, like be a city girl. That's why right now I'm still in San Francisco, whereas a lot of people probably like they moved to a like single family home in Austin or Miami or you know during the pandemic.
Right. So because your business is online, you could really live anywhere and run the business, right? But you still choose to live in San Francisco.
Yeah. My husband and I have a lot of our friends here still, and that's kind of just like a lot of the reason why we're still here. Um, we love our friends, and I think for as long as we could like hold out, we're very anti-suburb right now because we think like once we go into the suburbs, like hard to go back. And we love that like San Francisco, you can like walk outside and there's like restaurants and bars and coffee shops and like you can see the bay, like the water, the bridge. There's a lot of dog parks and we love being able to like walk around. Um, like just having the freedom of public transportation, like taking the subway, or recently I've been taking a lot of the scooters.
Oh, you're brave.
Especially
Oh,
in San Francisco, right? With their traffic, their
I
driving.
get that a lot recently.
Yeah. Wow. You're the first person that I've heard say something consistently good about San Fran because there are people that if they have the means, they are leaving or they're talking about leaving.
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely been a lot of that. I would say there's a lot of sentiments, but I think that um every city, like every major urban city has its own like problems. And I think that it's definitely just been like magnified recently because of the after effects of the pandemic, where, there's a lot more like homelessness and the businesses are closing and the car break-ins, blah, 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 which is really bad. And I think like we have a lot of like local politics to like kind of fix. But like there's the same thing if you go to, there's New York, there's I don't even know, like I've never been to London, but I'm sure they have like problems. Um, but I still like I think I San Francisco has like withstood so many like trials and tribulations over time. And I love San Francisco because of its community um, for like what it stands for. And I think San Francisco is still like super duper beautiful where you can get the best of both worlds. Like you get a really nice like skyline and then you just drive an hour and you get to like really beautiful wineries in Napa, or you go to like different like national parks and mountains, right? And obviously like the California coastline is like right there. And our friends who have moved to the suburbs, like they're only like a 20 to 30-minute drive away. Um, and the weather I love because I don't get extreme heat
I
and
was gonna say, do you like winter in the summer there?
yeah, but like it's not really winter, right? Like it's like
It is for us and who live in LA. That's cold
yeah,
there.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But like we don't get snow. Like I think
Right,
Californians are so spoiled because we don't get snow.
right. Yeah, I was there in July one year and there was frost on the ground. I was like, what is going on? I didn't even have a jacket. I was there for one night. I didn't know it was that bad. So
Yeah. Oh, sorry. 1 second.
Sure, no problem.
Okay. Someone came in the door, that's why.
Oh, okay.
No worries.
He's like, I'm so cooped up here and I'm bored, let me out.
Right. He's over it, right?
Yeah.
So what do you
I
hope?
found
What
by
do
the
you
door.
what do you hope to get out of this trip to the Philippines? Are you going there specific? Are you doing anything for work? Is your husband going for work or anything like that? Or
So what we have been trying to do is to find like more so restaurant business ventures in the Philippines, because after Caviar, he started doing a lot more like restaurant like franchises. Um so it's something that I told him like, oh yeah, this is like super popular in the Philippines, and it's like it's a proven like business model that works,
mm-hmm.
because Filipinos love food. And that's one. And definitely just looking for more so like real estate investments.
That's good.
You're big on investing, it seems.
Yeah. I never realized how important investing your money is until I met Sean. I think that this is something that a lot of Filipinos, I would say, aren't really financially literate. I think that growing up, I guess like Filipino Americans, we're taught to just like go to school and get like the security of a job. Most of the time, it's in the hospital, right? As a nurse. Um, don't take anything risky, just like save all your money and then like buy a house, etc. But they don't really teach you about growing your money. And they don't really teach you about like, okay, if you grow your money to a certain point, like then you could pass down generational wealth. I think a lot of my friends who are Filipino, um, their parents passed down trauma and not wealth.
I like that line.
Like it's just and obligations and
Mhm.
like debts, right? Um, and I think that what I've learned is that your money is useless if it's just like sitting there in a savings account. Of course, just like, have some like liquidity when it comes to like cash for like emergencies and whatnot. But I think the reason why people like stay poor is because they're not taught to be financially literate. They're taught to spend and to take out loans and to take out debt, like max out their credit cards and to just work um to the bone, right? Like 9 to 5 hourly until you could like reach your pension and retire. But I think what I've learned is that like how the 1% like how they operate is that they invest money, which is like such a conundrum because it's like it's almost like you got to have money to make money. And
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's really like the sad reality of things. What I've learned is that like what you can make like working 9 to 5 or working, a contract job is like so minuscule compared to like what wealthy people are able to make by just like, oh, let me invest like 300K, like 750K into this like real estate deal. And like a year or two later, like they like get 25% returns back. And like most people could never make that much amount of money in just like,
Right.
Hey Trish.
I
When I started the call, I don't think you guys heard me earlier, right? My audio's probably not
No, we
working
oh,
haven't.
earlier.
We
you're
haven't.
muted.
We didn't even know you were here, Eddie.
I
Oh,
thought you were
I was
saying
off and
quiet
on
for
up.
a reason.
I was here and then I had to take a call, but I just came back and sat down. But I'm gonna review everything later to see the recording. How you doing? It's good to see you again.
You. I'm back from Japan.
It was nice, right? Oh my
Oh, so
gosh.
nice.
Oh, that's really nice. How long were you there for?
Um, 2.5 weeks.
Oh
Nice.
my gosh.
Yeah, it's
Is
my
that
first.
during the
Yeah,
first time in Japan? I've never been to Japan too. I wanted to go to cherry blossom season. Were you there? Is that time?
Yeah, that was exactly like why we like planned that.
Oh, that's so beautiful. Would you stay in Tokyo or did you go up different parts?
We stayed a bit in Tokyo, but then we went to Osaka and Kyoto.
Oh, that sounds nice. Yeah, I would love to. I heard the food there is amazing. 10 times. I love Japanese food here, but I guess it's really amazing out there.
Yeah, I highly recommend if you go like to go to Kyoto because that was like my favorite part.
Yeah.
Uh, just like it still has its like very like the heritage of like Japanese like architecture, and we got to rent out kimonos for the day. That was like really
Really?
fun.
Oh
Yeah, I
my, that is really
got my
cool.
anime dreams. Um, yeah, and there's just so many like food stalls, like food
Yeah,
and the
yeah.
oh my God, and the cherry blossoms. There's a lot more cherry blossoms in Kyoto than Tokyo.
Oh, did I know that? I
Yeah.
gotta see that. Oh, that's beautiful. I would love to go there. I also see these videos of like these monkeys like sitting in a hot
Oh yeah, with
jacuzzi
the
over there in the snow. I want to see that in the summer. That's so cute. I just want to sit in there with them.
sun.
It's safe, but so yeah, I heard some of the stuff when you guys were talking. I'm sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to ask you because I guess you guys are talking on subjects about investments, and you're going back in a sense. The Philippines is your next destination to move investments in there. What's your thoughts on the economy? Do you think that's where there's a huge growth, and what is your outlook in the Philippines in the next 10 years or 5 years? I can.
Yeah, so I think I am very bullish on how the tech industry has been rapidly growing there and how there's more and more like uh people that are starting companies that would solve a lot of like people's issues and problems there in the Philippines, right? How I know about it is that I went through this like startup accelerator called YC or Y Combinator. Um, and each year there's been more and more like Filipino startups that get in, whereas before they didn't really like see Southeast Asia or the Philippines as a potential for investment. And because of that, I've been talking to like VCs that would know uh, the economies in Southeast Asia. And there's this one prominent VC in Thailand that told me, like the Philippines, like I believe in the Philippines more than Thailand right now. That's what he said.
Really, out of
Right?
nowhere, just
Yeah,
that's
because I
amazing to
was
hear
asking
that.
him like, um, how do you guys see like the Philippines as an investment? Like, and he just said like the Philippines is going through kind of just like a Web 2.0 sort of like changes, and that he thinks that the Filipinos can move faster and innovate faster because of just like their hacker mentality, he calls
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah,
we like to find solutions, we like to make things work, etc. And we're very hungry for it.
yeah,
You just said that the Philippines could probably surpass like Thailand's like innovations and like progress in the next 10 years. And potentially the Philippines could be the next Silicon Valley of Southeast Asia because, there's just so much raw talent there.
yeah.
Uh, so I've been doing my best to just like spread the word and tell everyone.
That's fascinating. That's really good to know in that sense. Would because I know your startup here and it's doing really well. Would you imagine yourself starting something out with a team out there?
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
new startups? Yeah.
yeah. I wouldn't rule it out. That would be a fun experience. And I have hired a couple of my team members there. So I know like what the tech talent is there.
Oh, that's really cool. And then with investments over there, real estate's always going up. But I would imagine real estate in the Philippines is really climbing to be a next destination for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel being Filipino American, do you feel there's a lot of Filipino Americans going back to their roots a lot more these days and
Uh,
moving back?
yeah, I've been seeing that a lot more. There's actually just like a couple of founders that I met that lived in the US their whole lives, and they're deciding to start their companies in the Philippines. I think that, the biggest generations have done, what they've done is that they try to make sure that they don't go back to the Philippines, or they don't take their children back, or they don't teach them, Tagalog or Kapampangan just because they want them to speak perfect English and stuff. These kids,
Oh,
like, they grow up like wondering, what is my heritage? Like, where do I
yeah.
sure. They really find that out in college, right? Um, that's what
Trying to
happened.
unlearn everything.
I took Filipino classes at Berkeley because I was like,
Oh,
I need
really? You did?
to
That's
learn
so
my roots.
sweet. That's smart. That's so true. My family, I'm Vietnamese. I was born here, Vietnamese American. So there's a lot of things I don't know about my roots. I haven't been to Vietnam yet in Southeast Asia.
Like, at
I've
all.
been through Europe. Yeah, I've been through Europe a lot for work and everything, but Southeast Asia is someplace I haven't had the chance to go. I was planning to, but during that time when we had the lockdown,
Yeah.
that was when I finally had time. But this is going to
Uh,
the Philippines, you guys. It'd be my first time going to Southeast Asia.
yeah. I was just there actually. I don't know if Cece mentioned, but after Japan, we went to Vietnam for my friend's wedding.
Oh,
Uh,
wow.
it was
How was
in
it?
Da Nang,
Dana? Yes.
and it was a gay wedding.
Oh,
And
sweet.
super bougie, and it was just so it was nice to be able to like go to Vietnam for the first time.
Yeah.
Just to see kind of just like how it's alike versus different than the Philippines, because they're both Southeast Asian. Uh,
Yeah.
I ate a lot of pho. I know it's very
Dude, I love I
I
love
was like I gotta find the best pho. Like,
You did, you gotta tell me. I have to, once I'm out there, I need to find a quick weekend or week to go there just to visit it.
yeah,
Just to be
definitely.
out there. I need to figure that out. Well, that's great. When I know you bought a home out. You invested into your home in the Philippines,
Mhm.
right? Your first home and everything. And it seems like you want to spend a lot more time out there. And your family, who's still there? Is it your father who still lives nearby?
Yeah. So my dad, and he has a family. They're so like
Ah, okay.
siblings. And then on my mom's side, it is my grandpa and my uncle.
Do you
And
visit them every time you go back?
yes, I try
Always.
always.
And then do you have other friends in your social circles? Are you building a new social circle and you want to establish more of a different social circle in the Philippines too as well? Because
I hope so. I mean, I hope I can make friends through this,
I
with you
think so.
people on the show.
I mean, what's your social life like out in San Francisco, SF? Besides work and everything, how's that? What do you do daily basis? What's the thing you do for fun?
Well, recently I went to a Taylor Swift bar crawl.
What's that? What's a bar crawl? I don't know.
You
That
don't know
was
what a
my
bar
first,
crawl is?
that was my
No,
first.
I don't know. What's a bar crawl, you guys? I'm so sorry. I don't know what a bar crawl.
Okay, so that was my first time, but from my understanding, it's kind of just like usually there's like a theme. They held like a Barbie one, like for the Barbie movie like last year. But basically
Yeah,
area in Marin, wait, no,
yeah,
Marina,
Marin.
Marina, sorry. Marina area in San Francisco, where it's just like a bunch of like bars, like just different bars in like
Ah,
one. And usually if there's a theme such as like the Taylor Swift thing, like they get together and like they decorate Taylor Swift stuff. And they give you a map and you go through like each one. So you literally like bar hopping. They have Taylor Swift themed cocktails, shots, etc. Sometimes they have like some scavenger hunt stuff, but it's honestly just a way for people to get drunk really, really fast, and
excuse to
yeah,
get drunk.
for businesses to like make a lot of money like really fast.
Yeah, no, that's true. And I guess that's the journey. I guess is that connection to this new social line out in the Philippines. And I think
Yeah,
this with the group of these women, I think that it opens a lot of doors too. Everyone's really sweet, and it's interesting. A lot of different diverse characters. I'm looking forward to seeing how you interact.
I know. I can't wait because I don't know
Yeah.
anything.
It's gonna be exciting how things gonna unfold. But sorry, Gabby, I kind of commandeered. I didn't mean to commandeer. You guys have questions on your list and everything.
Oh, no worries.
I'll let you.
We're about to start wrapping
Good.
up anyway, so
What'd you say, Gabby?
No, 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 you're good. We're good.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. How's your dad? How's your family now? How was the last time you reached out to them? Do you speak to them weekly or once in a while often?
Yeah, kind of just like couple times a week, weekly, messenger, if not like video call, etc. Um, yeah, I try to keep up as much as I can, but honestly, it's just sometimes it's really hard with like traveling and work and just like the time difference,
That's true.
etc.
Yeah, that's really big too.
I do my
I
best.
forget to call my mom sometimes. She gets really angry when I miss her calls. But yeah, you know, on often on a scale between all your family, you speak mostly to your dad in the Philippines more than the rest of the other family members.
I actually speak to my aunt the most.
Oh, oh, really?
So she is here in the Bay Area as well. So my aunt is my mom's sister, and um oh, also like I don't talk to my mom. So my mom
Yeah.
is like excommunicado. And so I treat
Mm.
my aunt as like my mom. And I pretty much talk to her like every day. And she helped raise me when I was in the Philippines. So I lived with her there with my grandparents.
Oh,
Um,
that's sweet.
and she went to Las Vegas when I went to Las Vegas, like maybe like a year after. Um, and then when I moved out here for college, she also moved out here, like to stay close to me. But yeah, I think I take care of my aunt like the most.
Oh, that's sweet. And she goes to the Philippines quite often.
Actually, no,
Oh
because
no.
she, well, not anymore, but like she used to be undocumented.
Oh,
Mhm.
So
yes, yes. So
yeah,
it's
and
too
then
risky.
we recently like filed something and it recently got approved, so she has like a work permit, green card stuff now.
Oh,
But
that's good.
yeah, it was like very tough just because like she when she got here, it was like an arranged marriage visa stuff. And
Oh,
yeah, and now that I look back at it, I was probably like 11 or 12, and so she was like mid 20s, right? And she just got
you're
put
so
in,
young.
but this bitch ran away, but she was supposed to get married.
Really?
And like no one found her for like 2 months. She's like, gonna get married. So that's how she became undocumented. So she was supposed to
Oh,
marry like this white guy who was like
yeah.
15 years older or something, and she just didn't want to do that. And as a kid, I was so confused, like, what's happening? But now as an adult, I'm like, I respect that. Like I would have,
So she ran away. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, that's funny. No,
yeah,
that's funny. Look at it that way. That's hilarious. Your aunt sounds awesome.
yeah.
You sound so cool. But yeah, yeah, I just wanted to see how you're doing and everything. But we'll be definitely chatting again, and we're still framing out the storyline. But I'm really looking forward to also in San Francisco to see your spots here at Queenly.
Yeah.
There's some cots. Yeah,
Yes, please let
beautiful.
me know.
And Phil, do you guys have any? Gabby, do you guys have any other things you want to touch upon? Or do you have
I'm good.
any?
Do you have any questions for us, Trisha?
Um, when you guys say like you're gonna work on the storyline, and just because when there's like so many people involved, right? So it's not like the Kardashians where it's just like one family and everyone does similar things. Like
Mhm.
what, how do you decide like what storyline to do?
That's what we're trying. Where we are kind of collecting everyone, interviewing, getting to know people because we wanted to connect with people on a personal basis to
Right.
feel, and also at the same time to make it natural and what your journey is. Like for example, your journey is, you're pretty much American. You were born in the Philippines, but you're raised here, and you that have that mentality of returning back to your country and coming back as someone who's kind of reconnecting the roots because your father's still there,
Mhm.
and at the same time you invested into a home. It was the first most expensive item you've ever put money into in your life. They spent one chunk change, and because you want to set roots, and that's your path. But at the same time, your husband it has a desire to invest in more business, but that's also a journey. But you want to seek this kind of social connection with everybody, and that's kind of like the unfolding story, from this American outlook on life, coming back to this roots and being comfortable with everything and revisiting and seeing where your life is. But I wanted to, after I understand everyone's story, I wanted to wrap everyone together. It needs to come to a conclusion for all the journey, ups and downs, and the friendship you connected, friendship or not, but there's still a respect and understanding between each other. And that's the goal of what we're trying to structure all together. Besides the visuals, you look awesome.
Right,
You look
okay.
like you look really cool and like chic and and transitions and the confessional. But in a sense, the whole thing should be feeling it's cinematic homage, but also to respect the country itself. Because I wanted to capture the country as something I don't know yet, and I want to see what that country is. And this is the backdrop that you're stepping into, and you're the reason why we're there. But you gave us a glimpse of what's behind you, and that's
Got
the
it.
piece.
That helps
Yeah.
a lot. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Okay, now I have that, like, there's a storyline, the arch, and everything. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not just gonna take you there and just like, okay,
Right,
everything's-
right.
Yeah, I mean everything's planned out. Like, whoever owns a restaurant, we're gonna go to the restaurant. Like, there's an art gallery. So one of the women own an art gallery. So we're gonna involve their lives. Everybody's gonna be involved in their stories too. So it's just weaving everybody together, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then one of the first things I'll be probably going up to San Francisco. We're going to shoot with you first before heading out to Manila. And that's kind of like to introduce your world, you and your pink cool ass RS5. Is it right? The RS5 Audi just zipping through San Francisco. RS6. I'm sorry. My bad. RS6. That's true. That's badass. But we're chasing you because your life is like high speed, picking up and everything. After we transition to you, we're chasing after you, just swerving through Pacific Coast Highway, something iconic through San Francisco. Well, you pull up at Queenly, and these are all kind of staged up to build it, but that's okay because if we're just chasing after you with the drone, the car, and you arriving at the headquarters of Queenly, and you have your assistant, she hands you an espresso latte. We pull out to a wide shot, and you're just like, my latte, and your assistant's wearing this crazy ass dress. It's blowing in the wind, and the camera pulls up to wide frame, and then we get a stamp. It's a Casual Friday or something like that, Queenly. And it's just, and then your confession, this is what we do. And it's just crazy at first, kind of like the Quentin Tarantino's Western stamp at the front.
Okay.
And then it's just like a crazy Casual Friday, but it's fun. And it at the same time, it's organic, but we're going to set things up to stage it as we go.
Okay, got it. Okay, super excited.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you for the context. I'm really excited now.
Yeah, we are too. It's really cool. We're definitely trying to piece it all together and coordinate with everyone's schedules too, and the storyline and everything. But yeah, we're excited. And thank you for being part of this with us. This is cool.
Of course, thank you for having me.
It's gonna be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. So.
So glad I could meet the name to the face to the voice. So yay, happy about this.
Yeah.
Yay.
I miss your dog. I saw her earlier. That's so sweet.
Yeah. I have a friend over, so he likes people. He's an attention whore.
That's so sweet.
Extrovert, yay.
Okay, cool. Well, it was great chatting with you. Look forward to seeing you up in San Francisco and then in Manila. Manila will be a lot of fun. So it's gonna be fun to get back there. So
sounds good.
cool. We'll talk soon.
Talk soon. Take
Bye.
care.
Everybody,
Bye,
bye.
Trisha. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye, Phil.